I've been driving for Uber for a few years now, mostly late at night. Fewer cars on the road, better tips, usually worth the trade-off. But every now and then, something happens that sticks with you. Something that makes you reconsider who you let into your car. That night started off like any other. The city was quiet, the streetlights flickering against the pavement. I had just dropped off a passenger when I got another request from a gas station a few miles away. The profile had no picture, but I didn't think much of it. People do that all the time. As I pulled up, I noticed the station was closed. The only light came from a single, flickering street lamp near the pumps. A man stood under it, wearing a black hoodie with the hood pulled up tight. He wasn't moving, just standing there, staring at my car. Something about him made my stomach turn. I hesitated, my finger hovering over the cancel button. But before I could press it, he walked up and got in the back seat without a word. His hood cast a shadow over his face, making it hard to see his features. Cleared my throat. "Where you headed?" He didn't answer right away. Then, in a slow, flat voice, he said, "Just drive. I'll tell you when to turn." That was a red flag. I should have kicked him out, but my curiosity, or maybe my fear, kept me from saying anything. I started driving. The air in the car felt heavy. Most passengers either scroll through their phones or stare out the window, but not him. He just sat there, still as a statue. Then, out of nowhere, he chuckled. A low, raspy sound that made my skin crawl. "You ever wonder what it's like to disappear?" he asked. I gripped the wheel tighter. "Can't say I have." He leaned forward slightly, his breath hitting the back of my neck. "I have." I forced a nervous laugh. "Yeah? What, like running away?" Silence. Then, in almost a whisper, he muttered, "Something like that." I glanced at the GPS. We were heading toward the outskirts of town, where the roads got darker, emptier. My gut told me to turn around, but before I could, he spoke again. "Pull over here." We were in the middle of nowhere. No houses, no streetlights, just an empty road surrounded by trees. I swallowed hard. Are you sure?" "There's nothing here." His fingers drummed against the seat. I said, "Pull over." I did as he asked, my heart hammering in my chest. He sat there for a moment, breathing heavily. Then he reached into his hoodie. I thought that was it. My time was up. But instead of a weapon, he pulled out a crumpled dollar bill and placed it on the seat beside him. "Thanks for the ride," he said, his voice disturbingly calm. Then, without another word, he got out and walked into the trees, disappearing into the darkness. I didn't wait around to see where he was going. I floored it out of there, my hands shaking the whole way home. I checked the app later to see if his ride had been booked with a card or cash. There was nothing. No record of the trip. No payment. It was like he had never been in my car at all.